Hello, so I am doing a video for you for Unit 1 to kind of help you understand the unit and how to do it. So for those of you who haven't completed this assignment yet, here you go. So I have gone ahead and created a slideshow of the lesson. So here is a slideshow. I will put this in Google Classroom. So this is everything that is on eDynamics is right here now. So this is development of and understanding of engineering. This is your introduction, and this is what you will understand, hopefully, after doing this unit. So the podcast is here, linked here, and the video that I'm doing right now will be linked here as well, that you can watch as you need. So as you go, you're going to, each unit is here, Chapter 1, a dose of inspiration. It's going to talk about each section. This is going to talk about the different buildings that were created by engineers and when they were created. What is engineering? And then you're going to go into making connections. This talks about science, technology, and engineering. What are they? And how do they make connections with buildings? Okay, so this goes more into what is science, engineering, and technology. And then more of what is technology. So you're just kind of reading that. And then the scientific process versus the engineering design process. So the scientific process is something you would use in science class. The engineering design process is something you would use in this class or what engineers use. So this is the scientific method, and this is the design process method. Okay, so iteration is a word that you're going to see. What that basically means is in the engineering design process, you can go back to any step that you need based on what happens in your test. So if you're defining the problem and you're building a solution to your problem, and you're like, oh, that's not going to work. You have to go back to the drawing board. Then you don't have to. You can go in any step of the process you need. All right. The next step is invention. Moving forward. So the history. This just talks about the history of technology throughout the ages. So you got your Stone Age. Lots happened during the Stone Age. Humans were terrified of fire, but they were intelligent enough to understand what the implications of that were. So the applications. So what happened in the Stone Age? What was invented? Who invented it? And what they used and how that helped us. The Bronze Age, and then the innovative advancements. So this is when the inventions took place during here. And then innovations, we know, means the changes that took place. All right, the um, the improvements, so to speak. So the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, what happened during those times? The printing press was invented. Okay, that's kind of a big deal. The Industrial Revolution, what happened during those times? We had a lot of machinery happening at that time. So the printing press, Nikola Tesla, the solar water purification system, and then we have the digital age that took place with Bluetooth, social media, electric cars, phones happened during that time. Ethical implications. So this is kind of a big deal with social media. We know creativity, that sort of thing. So what do you think about ethical implications? And then moving engineering forward, futuristic, like with robotics and things. Human settlements on Mars, lunar colonies, and then your knowledge check, and then the conclusion. So what you're going to do, So now we're going to look at your assignments. So your critical thinking questions, for those of you who haven't done them. Think about the science you've studied in the past and currently studying, giving an example of something you've learned in science that an engineer might use to solve a problem. So you can go back to that science section, science, technology, engineering section to answer this one if you need to. Find an object in your community that resulted out of engineering. If you don't know, you can go back to that engineering section. And then the technology serves practical purposes. What practical purpose would technology serve? If you don't know, you can go back to the slideshow and look under the technology and see what practical purpose it serves and just use that information. Okay. If you were to conduct an experiment to determine the temperature. Okay, if you are going to do number 4, you're probably going to want to look up the scientific method to explain the steps. So when it asks for steps, I'm looking for what scientific method. All right, so you're going to go to the slideshow. You're going to look up your scientific method to figure out what steps you need to do to conduct that experiment. And then the author talks about the digital revolution has opened up a whole new world. Explain what that quote means and give an example of an innovation that fits the description of technology. So go back to the slideshow under the digital revolution. So those are, and see if that can help you with this information. Okay. Now the next assignment is your lab. Essentially, what you're going to do on this one is you're going to click on this link here. You're going to listen to this man speak, and as he is speaking, you're going to answer these questions. Okay? Put on, the closed caption, pause it as many times as you need, and then basically he's going to give you every single answer that you need on this assignment. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And here is the feats of engineering. On this assignment, all I'm asking for is to think about the products of engineering that we discussed in the slideshow. So the skyscrapers, the irrigation systems, the things that have been created by humans. And I want you to think about anything, like could be a shoe, could be a hairbrush, could be your cell phone. And I want you to think about just creating a slideshow about that. And then tell me 3 major changes that particular product underwent over the years. Okay, so we know that your cell phones have gone over changes from the beginning to now. So it used to be huge, like the size of your face, and now it fits in your pocket, or now it folds in half. So show me in pictures the changes that it's made. Show me or tell me like the engineering needs that have been improved. What technological needs? Why did humans need those to be changed? So what changes and influence? Like why did I as a human need it to go from being huge and the size of my face to being in my pocket? All right, so that's basically what that is required. So when I'm looking at that, I'm just looking at, you gave me 3 major changes and you explained and illustrated with pictures, and you explained why those changes reflected the new technology and why the society needed those to be changed. So that's what I'm looking for there. And then finally, you're just taking the quiz after you've done all the assignments. Okay, so that's assignment unit 1. All right, hopefully that helps, and hopefully everyone can get unit 1 done so I can get those graded and your assignments better.